So this is a video on the artist Hieronymus Bosch. Uh, Hold on one moment. I just have to fix this cord here, and then I will show you some paintings of his. So this is Hieronymus Bosch. These are his paintings. I first learned about him in a high school history class, European history, in 9th grade. My teacher, Lorraine Van Meterklein, was the one who introduced all the students to him. So kudos to her for doing that. He's a very good artist. Has a very surreal style, a lot of hellish type of paintings that are kind of frightening, such as this one here. I'll point to it with my cursor here. So this looks like hell to me. Has the knife through the ears, has some weird organ thing. But this one here appears to be more heavenly, so I don't know if I necessarily describe all his work as hellish. Surreal would be a better word for that. But this one's interesting also. Somewhat similar to Rene Magritte and his more surreal work. Not so much of Magritte's less surreal work. Magritte has sort of a range of mildly surreal to surreal, whereas Bosch is more surreal to extremely surreal. So this one would be surreal, and this one would be extremely surreal, as well as this one, as I pointed to earlier. Really interesting artwork. I don't know much about him other than that he was a painter. I think it was the Middle Ages, maybe the Renaissance. I don't know. I'm guessing that based on what I'm seeing here, but I don't want to say something that's not factual. So, oh, this is a good one here. This one sort of has a matte style or the dull kind of finish to it, like a lot of Rene Magritte works do. So I'm guessing Magritte was inspired by Bosch, as Magritte came later on. But this one's good too. He is very good at making surreal 3D like images. Some work in art can seem kind of flat, like this one's a bit flatter here. But this one, I don't know if this is Bosch or not. This one is definitely Bosch, and this has a good use of making what looks like a 3D image. And this one, I don't know if that's Bosch or not. That might be someone trying to replicate him. But yeah, he's very good. I really like him. I'm kind of lean more to the surreal side of art, although I do like realistic paintings also. Um, Jan van Eyck and Bruegel the Elder are good too. Bruegel the Elder has some surrealism to his also. Jan van Eyck is more of a true realist, which I also respect. But this is good artwork also. So this one's another good one that I recognize from high school. Kind of nightmarish would be the word for it. This one's a bit more dreamlike. I'll point to it with my cursor. This one here. Oh, pardon my flatulence. This one is good too. A little darker. Good use of shading. I don't know if matte is necessarily the word to use for that. Matte is sort of putting a dull finish to something, which I think makes use of shading, but anyway, it's definitely good use of shading, possibly matte. Has a lot of religious themes in his art, from what I remember, and from what I'm looking at now also. Temptation of St. Anthony here. This one's good too. That's kind of more of a Bruegel the Elder like painting here. Kind of a day in the life sort of painting, and it looks very similar to him also. So, this is, I wonder where Bosch was from and where Elder was from. Maybe they inspired each other. Maybe they knew each other. I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. I'll make note of it. Um, Ooh, this is a good one here. The Garden of Earthly Delights. That's very detailed, very highly detailed, um, very surreal, nightmarish, somewhat dark, possibly using Matte, and overall very good. I really enjoy him and looking at his artwork, paintings to be specific. Um, hmm, where's Waldo in a Hieronymus Bosch painting? Is that what that says? I don't know. I don't know what that says there. That's weird. This one's good too. Man, this is a new one for me. This is really good artwork. Garden of Earthly Delights. Man, I just don't know how long these artists took to create these paintings. It must have taken such a long time. I mean, I'll show you what I've made in a couple hours, maybe not even a couple hours, maybe like an hour. Um, just to give you reference, I've done this in an hour. This is just kind of my own artwork, showing kind of the different points of my life, the different stages. So this is kind of birth and childhood, and my 20s, and now my 30s, and sort of the different themes that I've um, I've experienced and have interacted with. Again, really simple, and I'm not an artist by any means, but this is just sort of my attempt at art. Um, I have another one here. And again, I'll show these in another video. I want to focus more on Bosch right now, but that's some of the art that I've been able to do in a couple hours, and I don't know how long that would have taken him to do, let alone one or all of these paintings. This one's cool too. So I think that's good for now. Check out Hieronymus Bosch if you're into surreal nightmare stuff, paintings specifically. And that's it. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and thank you for listening.